Hi guys, if you saw my life update yesterday, here is the first video on what I'm going to start doing with this channel. So super big bonus package today. You're going to get a little bit of everything. I've got 7 playing samples for you of totally different repertoire, different pieces. Obviously not all highly recorded in quality and stuff, but it's good enough. It's a collage of several Instagram updates from the last 2 months, kind of to catch you all up from what's been going on. And then I'll be kind of sharing my content fresh every day on both social medias. So what you're going to see is kind of the journey of me going for the MTNA competition from when I first announced it all the way to when I participated in it. And I will kind of leave the end for the surprise of kind of what happened there. The repertoire, you're going to get samples of that, but you're also going to get the history behind some of the pieces, as well as my history with them, why I learned them, why I love them, what they mean to me. I'll give you some things to listen for. You're also going to just get some general life advice from my point of view, test-taking advice, competitions, a mindset, how to deal with negativity, how to deal with rejection. Like literally all of that, I'm going to address at least a few comments in the next 12 minutes of video. So I hope this is helpful. You get a little bit of everything. It kind of all really represents me. I'm not one thing. I'm not just a performer. I'm not just a teacher. I'm not just a life coach or whatever. It's like a little bit of all that. I like it all. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then let me know. Let me know what kind of content you'd love to see more of. I appreciate all of your feedback and your comments. Thanks so much.
Hi everyone, Life Update Part 2. A little bit more on the competitions I mentioned yesterday. I have one coming up in 2 weeks, and it's actually 3 rounds, state, regional, and then national, if I make it. So the state one is in a couple weeks here. I'm playing almost a 45-minute program, well, more like 40. And there's this Ligeti etude based on the Sorcerer's Apprentice tale, where the student practices magic wrong and it turns against him and it becomes his own entity. And the middle part of the etude reflects this by having a literal struggle between black and white magic, where the right hand's all white keys and the left hand's all black keys. And they're like going back and forth, battling out weird rhythms. So I'll give you a little sample here. All right, 2 weeks left to go till my competition. And one of the big pieces I'm finishing with is Chopin's Scherzo No. 2, which I'm super excited to play because it's one of only 2 pieces that got me into playing the piano 14 years ago. Super long story short, I heard it for the first time, or what I thought was the first time, and it sounded so utterly familiar. I asked my mom, like, have I heard this? This sounds like something we've listened to all the time, but I really felt like I hadn't. And it just struck this bell like it was a part of me, only come to find out that my mom had played it in the womb about 1,000 times on this CD that she played multiple times per day. And so I heard it and it just hit this thing, which is crazy to me because that basically says that we have memories even from the womb, and I'm living proof of that. So ever since then, I've wanted to learn it, and I never got around to it till this year. So I'm not only excited that I did it, but that I actually have brought it to the highest level possible to compete with it. So here's a small little sample, and I'll post more tomorrow. So one piece I'm playing was actually written by my friend from undergraduate years, Wesley Thompson, and it's loosely based on the biblical narrative of human beings being created and ultimately having this catastrophic fall, and then essentially the world going crazy, everyone dying and turning against each other, you know, and then this redemptive hope at the end. So kind of like the entire story of the Bible condensed into this 24-minute piano epic. And as a Christian myself, I love the story, but also I think even if you are not a Christian, you can really like resonate with sort of the huge extremes to what Wesley presents here. So the fourth movement is called the Wordless Lament, and it's after the gigantic fall has taken place. And it's just like, if you can imagine, reflecting on the worst possible elements of life. So here's a little sample, and I'll do some more tomorrow. Petit here. One of the things I love most about my musical journey is the farther I get and the better I get, the more I realize how far I have to go. And I love exploring pieces that I learned in the first 2 to 3 years and seeing if I can mine more out of them. More depth, more emotion, more clarity, more magic, you know. And so one of my old favorites, I played since I was about 13, only a year into piano study, is Schubert's Impromptu in E-flat. It's just rippling with these scale-like passages, and I'm just trying to get them light and effortless. So here's a little bit of a work in progress for you. A little reminder that checking your work is never a bad idea. I have a competition in 5 days, and I just listened to 5 recordings of the piece I'm playing and found 2 really small mistakes. So, I'm glad I found them now and not on the jury's comments. In any case, here's a little Bach to sweeten your evening. Or running dance from Bach's Partita in B-flat major. I like to call it the skipping dance, however, because there's a lot of short spurts of notes with breaks in between, like this. It doesn't have as much of a fluid quality. It sounds a little bit more like taking flight and landing. Enjoy. Despite owning a 9-foot concert grand piano that I love practicing on, sometimes I actually still work on the digital keyboard for a couple of reasons. One, it's nice to be able to turn down the volume when it's late at night, like it is right now. But also, I actually like benefiting from hearing the harpsichord setting when I'm practicing Bach, because it kind of gets me in that sound world. Now, it's no replacement for a real harpsichord, but it gets me to sort of imagine the blooming sound, both of the sort of like guitar-like plucking of it, but also the warm resonance of it. So here's a little bit of Bach, the Sarabande from Partita number 1. Hey all, so excited for tomorrow, my first competition in 4 years. Just can't wait, honestly, and I am nervous. There's a lot of things that I haven't been able to work through yet, or memory slips or lack of confidence here and there. But something one of my college professors told me is just one of the most important pieces of advice I've ever gotten on confidence and nerves. He said he was so excited to take a test every time in school because he could show his teacher how much he had learned. He's like, oh yeah, I know this, I know that, I know that. And he's like, I didn't really worry about my grade. And I'm like, that is something all musicians need to hear. We're always trying to be perfect and get every note right and make them pristine. But in reality, it never will be. So the focus should be on, here's who I am as a musician, here's what I do have to offer. There's certain things I can count on myself doing every time that I know will be good. And if the rest isn't, who cares? I can be confident in what I love. I did the Music Teachers National Association competition today, MTNA. Collegiate level division for piano, state level is Oregon. And I won! Big surprise! The big reveal. These things can go any way. You can play your best and not even make honorable mention. So you just never know. It's always a lot of fun when things work out. It was a pretty hefty program, all right here. I get to sort of put it on the shelf a little bit. Bach, Schubert, Chopin, Rachmaninoff Etude, Ligeti Etude, and a piece by my friend Wesley Thompson. So lots of variety, and I think that might have been part of what gave me a leg up, is people just liked hearing a little bit of everything. I was looking at the other competitors, and they were playing like 2 pieces that were each like 20 minutes long. And so it just doesn't show as much personality overall. But that's a side comment. Fun story from today. Right in the middle of playing my Ligeti Etude, my tie flips over my hand, and get this, gets caught in between my 2 hands while I'm playing, and I literally have to use my left hand, flick it off, and keep playing right in the middle of this craziness going on right here. And I kept going, so maybe that's why I won. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Super awesome to see. And if you liked the playing examples, I have good news. I recorded an album last week. It's called Memory, Volume 1. And this is the official first announcement of it on this channel. Basically, it's a look back to a lot of pieces of my past that I learned in the first 2 to 3 years of piano study, or I guess 4 years. And there's actually going to be video commentary, going to be video and audio of the playing, and some bonus tracks and everything. So the album will be dropping in about 4 weeks. I'm super excited. Stay tuned for a lot of updates on this channel of how you can hear about it, how you can support it, how you can buy it, or even just listen without buying it. I'll eventually release it on Spotify, but there's going to be huge benefits and
5 bonuses you can't get on Spotify that you'll be able to get through my website. So thanks so much. Every single piece on here, plus a lot more, will be on that album. If you want to support it, stay tuned. See you soon.